All right, so this evening we have the Critics' Choice Awards, an award show that I enjoy watching quite a bit, and I'm going to pretty quickly run through the categories in the film area. I am chronically behind on television shows, and I've only seen very few of the shows that are nominated, both in the drama, comedy categories, and the actors, limited series. I'm very, very behind. So I don't think I have the requisite knowledge to speak on all of that. But we are going to talk about the film space in this video. Just going to touch on most of the categories. I might skip over a few of them. It's not because I don't care, it's just there are some big categories, and this is going to really put into perspective who has a chance this award season as we kind of progress into the next 2 months of awards. So we're going to dive in here. I have this list from Next Best Picture, a website that I use a lot for award season and film related everything. I think it's a wonderful website. So their list of nominations starts with Best Picture. These are the nominees: Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Jay Kelly, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, Sinners, Train Dreams, and Wicked for Good. One thing of note here, obviously a lot of these are pretty standard, what we're going to be seeing a lot of throughout awards season, but I do like the Train Dreams recognition here. If you watched my video of my favorite films of 2025, I was a little late to the Train Dreams party. In fact, I just watched it like 2 weeks ago, I think, in order to see if it would make it onto my list of my favorite films. Spoiler alert, it did. I think it's a wonderful film, and I like seeing it recognized here among all of these other wonderful films. I'm going to admit something here. I have yet to actually see Frankenstein. I think that's the only one. Yeah, it's the only one on this list that I haven't seen, actually. And it's not that I don't want to, it's just I haven't found the right amount of time to sit down and watch all 2.5 hours of it. I'm looking forward to seeing it, and I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't get it in before the end of the year. I will get around to it before Oscars, but I do like seeing Train Dreams here. Now, I mean, you'd be a fool if you didn't pick One Battle After Another as your winner in this category. I think we're going to be hearing a lot of that title tonight in the Critics' Choice ceremony. Best Actor, Timothée Chalamet, Leonardo DiCaprio, Joel Edgerton, Ethan Hawke, Michael B. Jordan, and Wagner Moura. I haven't seen The Secret Agent yet. Again, I think that is the only item on this list, that I have not seen. I'm trying to find a way to watch it, hopefully, whether that is in a theater or when it becomes available at home. But I do really want to see that one, and I've heard Wagner Moura is very, very good in it. This one's a little tough for me. Now, in my official predictions, I do have Timothée Chalamet here, but I wouldn't be completely surprised if we didn't hear Leonardo DiCaprio, or I'm going to go on record here, I won't be surprised if we hear Joel Edgerton's name. Clearly, there is a lot of love in the film space for Train Dreams, and Joel Edgerton is certainly getting the recognition he deserves, and I think we could see a surprise here. I'm not going to bet $5 on it, but I certainly would not discount hearing Joel Edgerton's name in this category. But if it's going to be anybody that I would put money on, it's going to be Chalamet. But, maybe keep your ear out for DiCaprio or especially Edgerton. Best Actress, we have Jessie Buckley, Rose Byrne, Chase Infinity, Renette Reinsve, Amanda Seyfried, and Emma Stone. This one I kind of went back and forth on a little bit, and it's between those first two, between Jessie Buckley and Rose Byrne. I really want to see Rose Byrne win here, but I did have to go with my gut and say Jessie Buckley will take the win for Best Actress in this incredible slate of actresses here. I mean, some really good performances. It seems like on every list, I guess, there's just one performance in one film that I haven't seen. On this one, it's The Testament of Anne Lee. Cannot wait to see that one when it becomes available in my area. But I think realistically, we're looking at Jessie Buckley, and that's not... I'm not saying that that's. I wouldn't. I'm certainly not going to say I'd be disappointed. I really, really wouldn't be. But I am rooting for Rose Byrne here. Jessie Buckley, though, gives a phenomenal performance in Hamnet that I do think is worthy of awards. But it'll be between these two. I'm happy with either, but I did have to go with my gut and say Jessie Buckley will take the win in this category. Best Supporting Actor, we have Benicio del Toro, Jacob Elordi, Paul Mescal, Sean Penn, Adam Sandler, and Stellan Skarsgård. Hey, yep. Oh, wait, never mind. Frankenstein's on this list. I was going to say that I've seen everything, but no, I haven't. Oh, well. I mean, Benicio del Toro. What else is there really to say? He was so good, made such a lasting mark on the time that he had within this film. Really, in particular, the escape out of his store. I think he brought so much humanity into that chaotic situation. One scene that stands out and always does stand out every time I rewatch One Battle is when he kind of stops DiCaprio and introduces him to his whole family. It just shows the humanity in his character in this really absurd situation that they're all in, and a dire one at that. I think he leaves a lasting mark. A few small beers. Hilarious. I'll crack a Modelo for him if he wins. 100% tonight. But he is my pick to win this category. I do like Adam Sandler and Jay Kelly. I've seen that film twice now, and it's a really good film. I really, really do like it. It's just a shame that Adam Sandler has to go up against all of these incredible performances this year, because I think if we're looking at something like 2 years ago, I'm not going to say last year because we had Oppenheimer domination, but if we're even talking about 2 years ago, if Jay Kelly came out, I think we would really see Adam Sandler running away with this category, to my recollection. I don't remember everything about award season 2 years ago, just off the top of my head. It is a shame that he is having to go up against so many incredible actors here. But I think Benicio del Toro, I think this is his award to win. Best Supporting Actress, Elle Fanning, Ariana Grande. Oh boy, out of respect for this actress, and I think her performance is really, really good. Inga in Sentimental Value. I'm just going to skip over that name because I don't want to butcher it like I probably will. Amy Madigan, Wuman Motani in Sinner. Sorry, I can't really see how exactly that's spelled. It's fun part about being blind. And Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another. I really hope we see an Amy Madigan win here in this category, and I do think that is a real possibility here. Critics went nuts for her performance in Weapons, as they should, as I did. I think everybody was kind of blown away at what she does, and especially not knowing that she's in the film. When that is revealed, and then when you see what her character is up to and her whole plan and the way that she goes about it, she's menacing, she's unpredictable, and it's just downright chilling. It is such a stark contrast. I know everybody has been talking about her in Field of Dreams and kind of how this is a really kind of 180 contrast to what she does in that. And obviously it is. It's a no-brainer. I just think she was so good in here. And it was what a way to kind of make your mark again in Hollywood. Because admittedly, before Weapons, I really hadn't heard her name too much. But she came roaring back to the big screen in a ferocious way. I do think this is her award to win, and I hope it is. Not that everybody else on this list isn't great. They are. Even though I have a lot of feelings about Wicked for Good that I'm not going to share. But Ariana Grande is great in it, again, as Glinda. And, of course, the two women in Sentimental Value, phenomenal. Sinners, One Battle. Talk about a list. I mean, this is a really stacked category here, but I do think we're going to see Amy Madigan take home the award tonight. Best Young Actor, Actress. I'm going to just touch on this one really quick. I would like to see Jacoby Jupe take this. I think what he does in Hamnet and what he is tasked with portraying was incredible, and I don't think I've seen that new. I don't want to say nuanced, but what he has to do and some looks that he has to give, I thought really kind of cut you to the core in the context of the scene. I'm not going to give it away if you still haven't seen Hamnet, but I really would like to see him. The Girl in Rental Family, a film that I really should have reviewed because I adored that movie. I thought it was great. Everybody should go check out Rental Family. I thought she was good. Yeah, I haven't seen The Plague. I don't really have too much to comment on The Left-Handed Girl either, but I would, if I had a ballot and with my predictions that I made personally, I did put Jacoby Jupe from Hamnet as my prediction. Best Director, we have Paul Thomas Anderson, Ryan Coogler, Guillermo del Toro, Josh Safdie, Joachim Trier, and Chloe Zhao. I mean, come on. I know I'm sounding like a broken record here with one battle after another, but I mean, when you think about what Paul Thomas Anderson does with this almost 3-hour epic, it's so incredible. He understands action and genuine human moments amidst the chaos, and the way that he directs the scenes, that just, it's incredible. I think what he does is probably the best directing I saw last year. It was phenomenal. I really would like to see some behind the scenes of One Battle After Another. And I mean, come on. The final chase, like how do you think of that? I would be shocked if it was anybody other than Paul Thomas Anderson, honestly. Best Original Screenplay, we have Jay Kelly, Marty Supreme, Sinners, Weapons, Sorry Baby, and Sentimental Value. I love seeing Ava Victor here for Sorry Baby. That was a film that I checked out virtually for Sundance last year. And sitting down, I really didn't know what to expect. I hadn't heard too much about the film. Excuse me. And was completely in awe of what Ava Victor does for her first written and directorial effort. I thought it was so beautiful. And it was funny, heartfelt. It had all of the things. I loved that film. This one is a little bit tough. And I'm still going to reserve the right on my predictions to revert course. I have Ryan Coogler for Sinners right now, but I will admit, Marty Supreme, it's really tempting to switch to that. That screenplay is excellent. I can't wait to read it. Hopefully I think it's already online, but I'm very excited to read a lot of these screenplays. But right now, I will say I do have Ryan Coogler for Sinners winning this category. Best Adapted Screenplay, One Battle After Another, Train Dreams, No Other Choice, Frankenstein, Begonia, and Hamnet. Again, sorry, I'm sounding like a broken record, like I said, but here we go with One Battle After Another again. I don't know the source material that Paul Thomas Anderson pulled from, so I don't know how much it relates to the original material, and I don't know kind of what all transpires in the original text. But I do know that his screenplay is excellent. Another one that I'm very excited to read. Yeah, again, I really can't comment on any of these because I'm not familiar with the source material, unfortunately. But I would be a fool not to go with Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. Okay, Best Casting and Ensemble. Hamnet, Jay Kelly, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Wicked for Good. Now, I'm not going to go with One Battle on this one. And I'm, again, torn between two films here. I'm torn between Marty Supreme and Sinners. I mean, when you think about it, Sinners, you have two Michael B. Jordans, you have Haley Steinfeld, and you have a lot of other incredible performances in that ensemble who all have to really make a lot of key character moments work in order for the overall story to really hit all of the tones that Coogler is going for here, and a lot of major moments within the film. And Marty Supreme, I mean, you have a force of a performance from Timothy Chalamet, Gwyneth Paltrow, even Kevin O'Leary is really good in Marty Supreme. That's another movie I should have reviewed because I love it. I can't wait to see it again. Off the top of my head and going with my gut, I don't remember exactly what I have in my predictions, but I'm going to make an official call here. I mean, quote unquote official. You know, I might change it between now and the start of the award show. I'm going to go with Sinners on this one. I think it's going to be close, and I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if we get a surprise Jay Kelly win here or even One Battle After Another. In fact, maybe I am crazy for not going with One Battle After Another, given that incredible ensemble, but I'm not going to discount Jay Kelly in this category because there are some really good, even though they are smaller appearances, glorified cameos even, especially for one, again, spoiler alert, for this film, just going to touch on this really quick because I didn't know he was in it. Patrick Wilson and Jay Kelly is so good. When he showed up for the first time, I almost gasped. I don't know why it took me by surprise. And then the character that he plays, I thought he left a really, really surprising mark on that film. But yeah, I'm going to go with Sinners on this one. All right, best cinematography, we have F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Train Dreams. Okay, another tough one. And I could see this going three ways. I could see this going to Sinners, which I think is probably the safest pick and the pick that I have on my predictions. One Battle After Another, and I'm going to say it. And I could be way wrong. Again, I don't know how Frankenstein looks. But I'm gonna put F1 as my third pick here. I'm gonna do it. The racing sequences in that film are incredible. I mean, Top Gun Maverick level, exhilarating. Obviously, I've spoken very frequently about my love for F1 the sport. So, watching those racing sequences and the way that they filmed it, I thought was just beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, though, Sinners, not just the one that always comes to mind when I think about the cinematography of that film is the end shot with, oh God, I'm drawing a blank on their names. Smoke and Stack, with the sunset in the background. Not just that shot, but there are so many other shots within that film. I mean, you have the oneer in the barn with "I Lied to You." You have the shot where Remick is approaching the farmhouse. Even just the way that he kind of hits the ground and starts running, that shot is gorgeous. Just all over the place. Everywhere you look, there's just a gorgeous shot in that film. So I think we're going to see Sinners taking a lot of the cinematography nominations this year. Production design, and we'll touch on it just really quickly. I think here we're going to see... I've heard a lot of people say Frankenstein, so I did kind of go with a blind pick and trust. I mean, it's a Guillermo del Toro film. I have no doubt that the production and costume and makeup, I have no doubt that all of that looks top-notch. So I did go on this one with a blind pick, and I did go with Frankenstein, just because not that the production design in any of these others is necessarily bad. I think it's quite good in all of them. I like seeing Fantastic Four First Steps in here as well. It's just I know the setting of Frankenstein, and I have no doubt that it looks incredible. So I did go with a blind pick on that. I could be way wrong, but that's what my gut says. So that's what I went with. Best editing, A House of Dynamite, F1, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Perfect Neighbor, and Sinners. Just really quickly, I did pick One Battle After Another for this one as well. Costume design: Frankenstein, Hamnet, Hedda, Kiss of the Spider Woman, Sinners, and Wicked for Good. I'm not gonna lie, I might have done another blind pick with this one. Costume design with Frankenstein, but then I changed my mind, and I ended up going with Sinners. I don't know. I really don't know why. Maybe I'm crazy for doing that. But the costumes in Sinners are just so good. They are so time period accurate. They look amazing. And it's interesting. The rumor is that they use some costumes that Marvel was going to use with Blade. I don't know if that's true or not, but it is kind of an interesting. I just find that interesting every time I think of the costumes in Sinners. I can't help but think of that little tidbit. So I do have Sinners as my prediction for costume design. Hair and makeup, 28 years later, Frankenstein, Sinners, The Smashing Machine, Weapons, Wicked for Good. Yeah, right now I have Weapons, but I really don't feel good about that. I really don't. I think I'm gonna have to do another blind pick and go after I record this video and change my predictions to Frankenstein. I have a feeling, and I'm gonna go off that feeling, and I could be wrong, and it could go to Sinners or 28 years later, but I'm gonna change it to Frankenstein, and we'll check back tomorrow when I recap the awards and see just if I made a bad decision. We really don't need to touch on this one that much. It's visual effects. Avatar: Fire and Ash. I mean, come on. All right, stunt design. We have Ballerina, F1, The Final Reckoning, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and this one was a bit of a surprise, Warfare. There's an obvious pick here, though, and it's the film that stunts is kind of what makes it known. I don't want to say that, but this franchise is known for upping the bar every time there's a new installment with the stunts. Yeah, you know what it is. It's The Final Reckoning. I have some thoughts on this film as well. Mission Impossible is a series that I have a lot of admiration for, and Fallout is one of my favorite action films of the year that it came out and of all time. And The Final Reckoning, while, again, I have issues with that film, the stunts in it are jaw-dropping, especially the final plane battle, we can call it. I was on the edge of my seat. So I do think that is probably going to win, although I wouldn't be surprised if we see a surprise Ballerina win, because the stunts in that film were very good. But do they stack up to Mission Impossible? Time will tell. Animated feature. I mean, do we really have to talk about this one that much? It's going to be K-Pop Demon Hunters, a film that I really didn't think I would enjoy, just because I am not familiar with the K-pop world or the anime world, so I really wasn't sure kind of what my reaction to that film would be, but I found myself really enjoying it. I thought it was a really fun little movie, and that won't be the only award it wins. Spoiler alert. Best Comedy, Ballad of Wallace Island, Eternity, which was honestly, like, if I had one or two more honorable mentions on my list of my favorite films of the year, this would have been on there. I love this film. Friendship, The Naked Gun, Phoenician Scheme, and Splitsville, another one that I don't think enough people saw, but I really enjoyed it. I think there's an obvious pick here, and it's The Naked Gun. That movie was hilarious. It was just hilarious. I was laughing nonstop for well over half of that film. It was creative. The stuff with the snowman had me in tears both times I saw it. And Liam Neeson was so good in the role. Foreign language film, I mean, I haven't seen it, but I know there's a lot of love for It Was Just an Accident. What I have seen and what I would like to see win is No Other Choice. Seurat was another very, very interesting theater going experience. Overall, I did enjoy the film, but it did some interesting things along the way that I have mixed feelings about. But again, another blind pick here. I did have to go with my gut and just the reaction towards this film as a whole. And I did go with It Was Just an Accident. Best song. Now, look, I'm not an Ed Sheeran fan. For the most part, I do think he has some good music, and he's undeniably talented, just not my type of music. But this song that he did for F1 was not. I will not confirm or deny if it was on my Spotify Wrapped of last year. It was really, really good. But there's one that's gonna take it, and it's Golden. Now, I like the song within the film. I have not gone back to listen to it, being a few months removed of the film now, but I enjoyed it in the film, and obviously, it's made a very big cultural impact. Now, if Golden doesn't win, it'll go to I Lied to You. Now, I'm a little also surprised that Sinners didn't get the double nom here. I am surprised that The Girl in the Bubble did make it onto this list. I definitely would have put last time is it last time I've seen the sun? Last time I saw the sun? Something I should know that. I really like that song. From Sinners, I would have put the double Sinners nom on here instead of that song from Wicked. But nonetheless, I think Golden's going to win Best Song. Best Score, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. This is another one I'm kind of torn on. I really like Hans Zimmer's F1 score. I think it is electric, both in terms of the energy level, but also kind of the techno element of certain score songs on there. One Battle After Another, I think, is a very interesting score. Not that that's to say it's not good. I like that score quite a bit. But I do think we're going to see another Sinners win here with Ludwig Göransson. That score I found to be very kind of old Western mixed with that new fusion, which kind of explains the movie and elements of the movie. I do reserve the right, obviously, to change this before awards, but right now I am going to go with Sinners for Best Score. Best Sound, we really don't need to touch on this one too much. I did go with F1 for this one, though. I will say this is the one that I felt confident I could give F1 a win for. So I went with F1 for Sound, and it looks like that is it as far as the film categories go. I might touch on the television stuff just a little bit tomorrow when I do my recap of the Critics' Choice Awards, which aired tonight. But for now, I just wanted to go over the film categories and talk about those. So what do you hope wins tonight at the Critics' Choice Awards? And what are you looking forward to as far as awards season? Is it the BAFTAs, Oscar noms? What do you think are going to be some surprises tonight? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you, as always, for watching this video. I will be back tomorrow to recap the Critics' Choice Awards. And then, not too long after, next week, we'll be doing this all over again with the Golden Globes. I'll do something kind of like this, where I talk about the film categories, and then I'll wrap it up the next day, talking about all of the surprises, the winners, those that did not win, the ceremony as a whole. Golden Globes always has some interesting moments within it. So, once again, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one.